Welcome back to the 5 Dumbest Things on Wall Street this week. I'm Greg Greenberg, here with Senior Editor Colin Barr. Welcome, Colin.
Thanks, Greg.
It's good to have you because I know we're going to have some dumb stuff.
It's going to be dumb.
Top of the list, Alcoa.
Alcoa, well, they can't wait. They've made a bid for Alcan, which is a similar company based in Canada. And Alcan has rejected them and said, we don't think this is a good deal for us. We have better management. We have better track record. And something they didn't really mention, but that kind of comes up, is that Alcan stock is now $10 above the Alcoa bid price. So there's not really a whole lot of compelling rationale, you wouldn't think.
Well, I think maybe the Australians are coming. That's what you keep hearing. The other part of, what is it, the British Commonwealth?
Right. You got the Rio Tinto
and
from
the
Britain.
BHP Billiton.
Right, got the BHP Billiton.
Big diggers down in Australia.
Big diggers, yeah. So there's the belief that Alcan is going to get bought by one of those guys, and that maybe Alcoa is too, actually. But Alcoa says, we have a full and fair offer, even though it's $9, $10 below where the stock price is. So well
aim low.
Right.
Next on the list, Glaxo.
Glaxo, well, they had a little setback with their diabetes drug. This guy, Stephen Nissen, who's a big heart doctor, he was a big early critic of Vioxx,
right,
as we may recall. He put out a study that said, looking at other studies, you can see that there may be, possibly, heart risk tied to this diabetes drug. And then he said, well, we don't know for sure, but we would know better if we could just get our hands on all the data. We want more data, he's saying. And so then Glaxo came back and said, this is possibly misleading, and our drug is very safe. And of course, where have we heard this before? And this is all very. These guys they immediately just start screaming rather than saying, well, maybe people could make a better decision if there were all the data.
This guy Nissen's like the David Tice. He's like the bear of the drug industry. He brings the big drugs down.
Yeah, he does.
Network Appliance, number 3 on the list.
Yeah, well, they warned that they're going to have a little bit of a sales shortfall in the next quarter, but they don't really want to admit that that's a problem. They're saying, look, it's just it's a thing with the backlog. The sales cycles got lengthened out. Sales velocity came down a little bit. Sales velocity is huge, by the way.
Could they blame it on the subprime loan?
That's a good question. Yeah, or the weather. I don't know if weather may have hurt them too. It's not clear.
Next, Fremont General.
The weather didn't hurt them. They got to sell their big business, their commercial lending business. And then they got an investment from this guy, Gerald Ford, and his team. He's the guy who sold Golden State, I believe, to Citigroup 5 or 6 years ago.
Not the Warriors, nothing to do with the Warriors?
Nothing to do with the Warriors, right. But he's a widely respected guy, apparently, which is very, very different, you might say, from the guy who was running Fremont, this guy, Louis Rampino, who he got them a cease and desist order. I mean, I guess he didn't do it exactly, but they got a cease and desist order from the FDIC, which is not that easy to do.
You got to work at that.
No, that's a core competency of his, you might say.
All right, finally on the list, Dell.
Dell. Well, they've been having their sales problems. Things have slowed down. I guess you can't grow at their rate forever, whatever. So they said, well, we're going to go away from this model where we just ship things direct to the consumer or direct to businesses. We've got to get into retail. They're saying we've got to get into retail. We've got to open up the model. So what are they going to do? They go to Walmart, which also is having a sales slowdown. I mean, I know that you have a lot of sales at Walmart. It's like a big company. They have a lot of stores. They're big box stores. But
it sounds revolutionary because Michael Dell started in his dorm room while everyone else was doing bong hits. He was selling computers, and now he's in Walmart.
Now he's moving his dorm room into Walmart. I don't know what the point of that is.
Nice, but it sounds pretty dumb to me.
Seems to me.
That's why it's on the list. We're going to get another dumb list next week?
Very much so.
All right, Colin Barr, Greg Greenberg. Thanks for watching the 5 Dumbest Things on Wall Street this week. Please come back. Thanks, Colin.
Greg.